Now let's continue with the analysis for gold. The reason out here being, we have anyway created the measure out here for the measures for the financials. So now let's work on gold attributes also. Typically we have the volume and the currency that we can look more into the analysis of. Let us create a new measure for high. No, not high, let's take it as volume is equal to highest is the max. Let's take the max value for those financials here. We are taking the gold volumes out here. Close this, click enter. Why is it showing it over here? Ordinarily it should have shown here. Okay, never mind. We'll do this out here for gold. So I'm renaming this here as gold. Rename it as gold volume measure. We'll drag the gold volume out here in that's the gold volume that we are seeing here. That is for the max value. Oh no, it's max value. Yes, it is for the maximum value that we are seeing. For the minimum value, again, we'll create another measure. We'll again create a newer measure. It will be gold volume min is equal to min of volumes. No. Min of, we'll scroll down here and select gold volume. Yes, that's a table we are selecting, and I click enter. This we'll rename again as gold max. Rename this as gold volume max. So we have the max and the min value. That was the max value that we dragged, and we are now dragging here the min value also. Why is it showing only one value here? Can we take this on the y-axis? No. Got to drag it over here on the y-axis. Still no. Let's bring it over here. It's not showing us any of the values. Let's click on here and move to x-axis. Numeric amounts to plots. It's a percentage of grand total. Suppose if we take it, and this also as a percentage of grand total. This is 100%. Yes, it will show us that way. Fine. Let's home table is which one out here? It's gold. Great. So we have changed this for min also, and we're also going to change it for the max. Max value also out here, the home table is for gold. So we can see here that both the tables at least are here. And if I were to take this against the currency on the x-axis, instead of value, I'm showing this as calculation. The data category is uncategorized. We are taking here display the values in this column as percentages. No, we are not taking it. So out here they are providing us with the structure, the formatting properties, and calculation. These are the measure tools. If I click on table tools, this is how it will show up. Data and the drill, we can also see it as a drill, and we can also bring the formattings. So that is one thing. So if I go back here on report, this is how it is showing us. That apart, let's go back to modeling here. Let's click on new parameter. So out here, we are defining it as a parameter. Data type is whole, minimum is 0, maximum is this. Add slicer to this page. So I click OK. That is what a parameter is. They have created it out here. Right click on it. We can show it as a table. You can also click and copy it as a visual. I'll select the slicer type that they're asking us. So you want to see it as what? Wait, let's expand it. The focus mode. Right. So out here, what do you see? You click on this, you can show it as a table, you can export data. This is about clearing selections. If you click on this button, if you click here, it will ask you which type of slicer do you want. You want a list slicer, you want a drop down slicer, you want between, less than, equal to. So these are the different options that they are provided here for the slicer. Let us select it as a drop. So this will change. So out here it's all. If I take 2, 3, if I take it as number 3, I go back to report. That's number 3 that we see here in the slicer. This is how a new parameter will be added. Let us add max value over here. In the slicer, I'm bringing and adding a max value. Okay, there is no effect out here. So out here we can see that in the field, in the visualization field, we've brought a parameter. The same thing is available out here also in the filters. So if you drop down over here, you can remove the field, you can create a fixed measure, a quick measure here, show items with no data, and show new groups. You can rename also for this visual. So this is how you have a new parameter. You can add them to reports as slices or reference them in other DEX expressions also. This is what we have for the new parameter. If I were to click on the language, the English is the default language that we have selected. If I come back here on manage relationships, okay, we have the existing relationships which are available. Close that. This is how you'll be working on the different options of modeling menu. You can also select on manage roles, and then you can create a new role for gold and add a filter here for what? Volume. So volume is what? Max. Filter the data that this role can be seen. We can see by entering the DEX filter expression. So you can add the DEX expression, max of volume, closing this, and I'm clicking here, table filter DEX expression. So I select this verify DEX expression. Table has a relationship with cross filter security set to filter both directions. To table, you need to turn off the cross filter security first to close. Anyway, so it is not accepting this because there is a cross table security feature. So we can see it over here. There is a filter here. So if we there is a relationship here. If we remove this relationship, if I say yes, then I can set the manage roles. So if I create it gold, we can add a filter at volume. Volume is equal to what? Max of volume. I click select it. Max function only accepts a column reference as an. If you want to take any of the row arguments, delete this. You can come here and you can set the manage roles out here. You'll have to, of course, go through the different tables, table filters, and things like that to select the manage roles. So I'll cancel it here for now. Similarly, if you want to view as, so you can come here and you can view any other user. So you can create a new user and click OK. Suppose let's mention it over here. EduCBA as a new user and I click OK. So now viewing as an EduCBA. So when you see it from, when you created a user, you can see it over here in a different manner. So if you click on stop viewing, then it will not show it up. So this is how you will be working with the different features options that are available under the modeling menu. And if you want, we'll just set the relationships again. Manage relationships, new one, we'll select the gold. You can also select it for other parameters. So out here, gold with what? Select with financials, cardinality. Let's select date with sector. We're selecting cardinality and cross filter. Noticeably, since we created a parameter, the parameter is also reflected over here. So if I click on parameter value, so we have to put in the descriptions and the details out here for the parameter value, which we have not really. So I'll come and I'll delete this. You can select columns and select measures also. Let's select measures. Select a row label. You can select the parameter. For the parameter itself, for the properties, you can choose to hide it or not hide it also. So now it's hidden from this list that we see here in the fields. And if you select not hidden, the column will appear for unique values. So I'm deleting this from the model anyway. Yes. So you set this relationship over here. What more? Yes, we also need to discuss a bit on the help menu that we have here. I'll delete this visual, remove it, because that was done for the parameter. Fine, if I click on the help menu, you can see here that it has a guided learning, training videos, documentation, support. So there is a good set of resources and the community on Power BI, and we also have the help menu out here. There is an information that is provided over here for the session. If you click here on documentation, it will take you on the Power BI's website. Then you will be able to go through the different support documentation that is available about how to work with the data, create and share. And also create and manage relationships. You also discuss on the DX basics, create measures, create and share, admin and enterprise. Out here, this is more about the security features that we could see in the modeling menu. These are the developer resources. These are the other resources that are available over here. So this is one such feature that I showed you here. If you want, you can also use the Power BI blog or guided learning training videos. This is what we have as far as basics of Power BI is concerned. And of course, then there are other features also on view that we will be taking